How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins, Media Corner, back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time for this new episode for this series is going to be my review on the 2023 horror slasher film, and that is Thanksgiving. Now, this is directed by Eli Roth, and this film is based off his story along with Jeff Randall, whom he wrote the script for this movie. And this film is actually based off one of the fake trailers that was shown in Grindhouse. And so now we have a feature-length film that's based off that fake trailer that was shown in that film. And the story of the film is that after a Black Friday riot ends in tragedy, a mysterious Thanksgiving-inspired killer terrorizes Plymouth, Massachusetts, the birthplace of the infamous holiday. So that's pretty much the story of Thanksgiving. Now, when it comes to Eli Roth as a filmmaker, I think he's a decent filmmaker, and usually when it comes to his horror films, they can be very divided amongst critics and audiences. And I have seen a few of his horror films that he has done already, in which the ones I have seen were the two Hostel films, in which the first movie I thought was a decent horror film, but the second movie I really did not like. Then he did Cabin Fever, which I thought was okay. And he did The Green Inferno, which it was a decent movie, but it was really crazy for what that film showcased and all that. And he has done a few other films outside of horror, like he did the 2018 remake of Death Wish with Bruce Willis, which I really did not like that one as well. And he did a children's fantasy film called The House with the Clock on Its Walls, which I surprisingly really enjoyed that film, and it's so far it is my favorite of his films and all that. And so when I heard he was making a new horror film, I was pretty curious to see what he was going to do. But when I heard it was going to be a slasher film, it really got me excited, since I do tend to enjoy horror slasher films quite a bit. But I didn't even know much of the people who were involved with the film here. Like, you've got some talented names in the film here. Like, you've got Patrick Dempsey and Gina Gershon and Addison and all that. So I was kind of curious to see what they were going to do with this new Eli Roth horror film here. And I didn't see this film on opening day, which was on the 17th of November, but I did see this film a couple of days after it came out, and so I saw this last week, and pretty small screening with a fair amount of people in the screen that I was in. And after watching this whole movie here, I gotta say this is probably gonna be my new favorite Eli Roth film here, because I had a great time with Thanksgiving here. The things that I liked in Thanksgiving was the kills, in which I thought the kills here in this movie were insanely bloody, but yet very gruesome here. From showing the amount of blood and gore here in this film, as well as it also showcases a bit of entertainment value to him, as well as creativity to him. Because it's mostly from the serial killer, who he's dressed up like John Carver, and he kills people in so many horrific ways and all that. And I thought all those moments were very well directed by Eli Roth. And he also did a really good job of directing the moments where there are some moments where the killer is about to appear out of nowhere, which I thought he did a really good job of directing those moments, as well as blending in two different types of tones here in this film, because this film blends in a bit of horror and comedy, and I thought both those tones were well mixed together here. And as for the acting in the film, I thought everyone for the most part gave good solid performances here, although there were a few characters here in this film that I felt didn't have too much developments to them or anything like that, but still the actors for the most part, I thought they all did a solid job for their performances here. And as for the story, the whole concept for the film, it is pretty creative here, where it's basically about a serial killer killing people on Thanksgiving. And as for the first two acts of the film, it is pretty strong here, but for the third act of the film, well, I did like it where I was starting it off, but when it gets near towards the end of the film, it did kind of feel predictable of who was actually the serial killer and all of that. But in the end, guys, Thanksgiving, I had a great bloody time here with this new Eli Roth horror film here. And if you're a massive fan of Eli Roth horror films, or if you're a fan of bloody slasher films or anything like that, this will definitely be a good popcorn treat for yourselves here. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Thanksgiving. I'm going to give Thanksgiving 4 out of 5. Despite having two faults I had with this film here, I still managed to have a great bloody time with this new Eli Roth horror film here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching for my AK After I Saw review on Thanksgiving, and let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already, or if you just recently checked out this film. Did you have a great time with this, or was this not really a popcorn treat? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Foggins Media Corner signing off.